Hello everybody, I am the Linkzilla, and welcome back to God of War 3. Now, when we last left off, we had finally reassembled the enormous Rubik's Revenge labyrinth built by Daedalus, and we rescued Pandora from the heart of the labyrinth, albeit with some difficulties getting her out of there. Rage of Sparta is absolutely decimated. I actually looked it up and found that killing enemies with, or at least using the Nemesis Whip on enemies when it's fully powered up can help, like, recharge it, so I'm gonna try that. But anyways, I basically said last time that we could be going into the final episodes of God of War, but I have a feeling that that's not exactly going to work because there's going to be a whole lot of challenges coming our way to basically prevent us from getting Pandora's box. Hell, just getting to the Flame of Olympus. So I figured that, like, the labyrinth itself would be the trial, but I have a feeling that there's something else on the horizon. So, and I'd really rather not make it all the way through the game with this one episode and then basically, like, get to a point where I would have to stop, but couldn't because of cutscenes, and then have the episode feel lopsided. So here's what I'm gonna do. Basically, I'm gonna go down to the underworld and see what lies ahead. But first, I'm gonna power these up. Wait a second, Kratos doesn't have his isn't back at full health and magic yet. What the hell, game? You guys couldn't friggin' give me some chests up here? Anyways, I might as well get down to it. I'm fully powered up with the Blades of Exile, and I am ready to take on anyone who dares get in my way. What is that shiny thing over there? Is that just meant to be, like, where Kratos jumps off?
The chain, Kratos. My father once told me it maintains the balance of power within Olympus.
I guess so.
Break the chain to raise the labyrinth.
Wait here.
This is going to be much more difficult than it was going up, because flying upwards, Kratos had the wind resisting him, but now he's falling downwards, where gravity is going to accelerate him, and this works on inverted controls. I would switch it back to regular controls, but I've kind of gotten used to the whole inverted control thing. So basically, if I switch back to something that's more familiar, I'll end up basically sucking even harder because I've gotten used to basically going in reverse. Dang it! Alright, hug the bottom of the chain. Okay, good. The timer is going. And we get on top of the chain. Yep, you saw that all right. Whoa! Whoa! Man, I am totally doing so good on this. But it's not over yet. Look at how fast Kratos is accelerating. Ah! Holy shit, I did all that in one go. And I'm back in the underworld. Thank God. Oh, it's not over yet. I gotta build up. Gotta friggin' build up Rage of Sparta against this guy. Now, don't get me wrong, I know I can activate Rage of Sparta any time, but I know that there's basically like it basically like drains on startup, so basically like to prevent players from misusing it. So I have to make sure that it gets up high enough to where I can use it, and to where I basically have opponents that I can actually use. Because this guy is technically a Cerberus breeder, but he's not like the green ones in the previous games. The little pups that he's shooting out never grow to full size, they just explode. And now I have a satyr to deal with. Why are satyrs one of the most powerful enemies in these games? Dang it! Ugh. I wanted to use my magic. Basically like those golden orbs are basically like gonna power up Rage of Sparta just very slowly. The thing about the Nemesis Whip is that it's actually better than I thought that it was. It's just, unlike, it's probably like the weakest physical attack in the game. It focuses on more hits instead of doing like big damage. Yeah, just keep sending them out. You know, maybe if I can just get him to vomit up some more babies. The thing about it is, I know that I really can't spring Rage of Sparta until the second phase after I've until the third phase after I've cut off his second head. Dang it. I take it back. The friggin' labyrinth isn't the friggin' equivalent of Before the Loom. This is. Progress. Now if I could just stay alive after I recently, like, changed up my strategy. I'm gonna wait for him to get back up. Looks like they're dry.
Rage of Sparta, fuel your blade, Kratos.
Well, you heard the lady. Now, off with your head. Yep, more Persian arrows. Oh my god. As soon as the pups got on me, I should have sprang another army of Sparta. like not playing that Blade of Sparta strategy anymore because Nemean Cestus is friggin' powerful and gets things done quickly. But still. Yep, but that's not the only one. No! Alright, I think that on phase 1, I'll build up to where at least the rounded tip is filled out. Already there. Please, let me get a little bit of health after this. Damn. This is a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. And yes, I understand here that this is a really annoying song, but I am so frickin' frustrated that this fight has lasted all this long. This is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, then they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because, like politics, it's just a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because it's a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because it's the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because it's the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. This goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is the fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. Alright, aim for the satyrs. Yes, it goes on and on. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue fighting it forever just because this is a fight that doesn't end. God, I cannot believe they're still standing after I used Rage of the Sparta on them. Ooh, 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 ooh. This goes on and on, my friends. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, but the fight has to come to an end for some reason, just because. This is the fight that has an end. It can't go on forever, my friends. Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was, but I am gonna finish it now and forever, just because this is the fight that has an end. Yes! I did it! Oh. Holy crap, that was like half an hour right there. And I sang every single minute of it, and save, 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 save. Hey look! That chest over there. I got that chest earlier, but now it's restored. I'm a sadist. I just hope that my PS3 can afford all this data. Oh well, I don't have many PS3 games. And besides, even if I do complete other games, I'll just erase them. Oh, man, I am winded after that attack. After that whole fight. And I honestly think that I was winded just by, like, doing that song. This is the fight that doesn't end. I hope that you guys aren't too pissed off at me for singing that. All restored. And for some reason, even though I know that it's pointless, I'm gonna open up every single one of these because I like treasure. I've gotten all of the collectible artifacts. I've powered up all of my weapons. I've gotten all of the health, item, and magic bonuses. But I want those red orbs. Oh. Right, let's talk to the judges again. I'm back, boys. Can I go to the Elysium now? Eyes on me. Right. Let's do this. Oh, you guys gonna stop me, eh? Alright. Hey, is that... It is. It's... awesome! Oh my god, I think I have a nosebleed. I guess that fight was a lot more stressful than I thought. Or maybe it was singing that song, that blasted song. Oh well, if there's one thing that I can now count on, it's that that song is now stuck in you guys' heads forever and ever and ever. Amen. It's never going to leave you, and it's going to return to you in your most random moments. God, I love the head of Helios. I love it so much I can make out with it. Delicious Helios. You taste like Sunkiss. King Minos, Achaeus, or Asius, I don't know. Ramadanthus. I've already read this. Why the heck am I reading it again? Well, I knew there was a reason why there was an onyx crystal on the back of their heads. Little brain cases. And that's Achaeus down, or is that Methodantius? I think that's Methodantius, or Mentadantopoulos, I don't know. Good. I kind of want to hit something. Look at all these gold orbs. But I honestly cannot believe that I did it, even though Rage at Sparta didn't help. I mean, don't get me wrong, it certainly took the satyrs down by a whole lot, but I really got to get worried when I started noticing that they were capable of blocking the Blade of Olympus. Why are they able to do that? I mean, blocking Kratos' normal fare, I can understand, but the Blade of Olympus in Rage mode, that's supposed to be like an all-powerful weapon right there. Mop up the floor with you. Break her back. Give me your magic. Well... I just wish that there wasn't such a dramatic stop with Hermes' boots. In fact, I actually wish you could just keep going, like, and run really fast with them, you know? Just keep going until, like, the meter was drained. I guess I don't get to read it again. Oh. I've had my fill of you guys. I guess that Minos is that way. Wait, Minos is the guy in the center, isn't he? Man, he's the most important. I'd honestly like to do him last, but I've already wasted enough time. Sorry, Minos. At least I killed your stepson several times for you. But seriously, how did King Minos become the judge of the underworld? I mean, he was an enemy of Greece, wasn't he? I mean, he was an enemy of Athens. I don't know if Crete was a part of, like, the kind of microcosm of small nations that made up Greece, but I don't know. I guess I'll just look it up. But he was also a very wicked guy. I mean, King Minos was borderline evil. I mean, basically, like, he refused to sacrifice his prized bull to Poseidon, so Poseidon decided to make his wife fall in love with said prized bull, to fuck said bull, and produce the Minotaur, and, well, basically, instead of, like, realizing that this was him basically, like, getting screwed over by the gods, Minos used it as an inspiration, because now he basically had a stepson that basically he could feed people to. A monster that he had completely under his control. Thank God for Theseus coming along and, like, Minos' daughter for giving him a clue. What was her name? I don't know. Speaking of, like, the whole clue thing, like, I actually took a linguistics class this past semester. It was a really tough class, believe you me, but we basically, like, explored some words and, like, had to basically come up with, like, the connotation of where they came from, and basically I remember getting an assignment that basically said you had to, like, associate words with basically, like, what they could mean, and there was one word spelled with, like, a K-L-O-O, clue, that meant a piece of string, and I'm like thinking, what? How does that count as a clue? But then I suddenly realized, oh my god, it's a clue! Theseus! Because, you know, like in the Greek myth with Theseus and the myth of satyr, what's a satyr doing here? Did I kill a satyr and not realize it? I'll beat you to death with my bare hands, just like I did that Cerberus. Well, not bare hands, but... But anyway, in the ancient Greek myth, in order to basically escape the labyrinth, when Theseus and the other Athenians were thrown down there, basically, like, the princess gave him a ball of string that he would basically leave at the entrance to the labyrinth, and it would basically, like, make a trail to find his way back, and that's basically why it was called a clue, and I think that's basically where the term clue comes from, like a hint that allows you to find, like, what you're looking for, or whatever. So it was just cool that I basically, like, brought that up, and it was, like, awesome. It was Theseus and the Minotaur, the clue. Right. Let's break this guy's neck. And now, there's no one left. The judges are dead, and no one can stop me. No one can keep the chain held down. I guess you could say that the Onyx Crystal was the power source that kept those guys going. But I really do wonder, like, do the Onyx run out of energy? Are they like batteries? Do they have to change the crystal out every now and then? You know, here I am down in the underworld, and there's a note on the ground. There was one person that we didn't hear from when it came to Kratos' family down in the underworld that I really think would have been the final nail in the coffin to mess with Kratos' mind. We heard from the sea captain, which was just a joke. We heard from his daughter Calliope before she went to Elysium. We heard from his mother Calypso. We heard from his brother Deimos, but who did we not hear from? I'm hoping that this is that note. A note written by a young soul. Dang it, it's Calliope again. I mean, I'm sorry, Calliope. I love you. You're a daughter and everything, but... the fires, the people screaming. I was so scared. Why didn't Father protect us? The judges say I have to go now to Elysium, and that it will be nice there. I miss my family. The thing about it is, we never heard from Kratos' wife. Why didn't we find a note from his wife down here? You guys realize how great that would have been? I have a headache, and I've only got 20 minutes left on this episode. Ow, my ear. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm actually kind of glad that I did like that Minotaur fight the way I did, because according to the ancient, the original myth of Hercules, his 12th labor was to go to the underworld and to bring back the Hades' guard dog, Cerberus, and Hades only agreed to let him take Cerberus if he managed to subdue Cerberus without any of his weapons. So basically, Hercules had to go down there and beat Cerberus into submission with his own hands. And that's what I did with these things. Now, let's break the chain. The labyrinth is free, and balance has been broken. And all three kings got it. Time to go, Kratos. We gotta get back up there. Pandora. The statue's
He knows,
hurt.
Kratos! Zeus knows I've escaped! Hurry! I can hear him! He's near! Please help me, Kratos! Hurry!
He's coming. Pandora! Hold on!
Kratos! Help me!
Zeus!
Hurry, Kratos!
Three wise men. Ow! Whoa! That was thankfully short. Pandora!
Pandora! Pandora!
Athena!
It's all right, Kratos.
You were screaming for help
Remember your
earlier.
purpose, Spartan. Remember why you have come so far.
That's Athena telling Kratos
Prepare
to keep
yourself,
perspective.
Spartan. You know what you must do.
I will raise the labyrinth. I will take her where she belongs.
You sound like you're really regretful of that, Kratos.
Hurry, Kratos!
Because basically, like, it's like I said the last game, Kratos is like reawakening his paternal instincts, dealing with like a teenage girl and whatnot. Basically, her talking about like hope and everything. I really do wonder if those chests have been restored. I might as well do a quick once over. Of course, I don't really know the perspective anymore. Yep, they have. My instincts are honed. There you are. And if I can remember correctly, the chest should be... Oh, grab the edge! It should be this way. Yep. My memorization skills have served me well. Oh, but I've only got 15 minutes left, so I better get up there. And I'm gonna have to cut this episode anyway. Don't want to basically, like, get to a cutscene and... Man, the determination of this man. I guess it's a good thing that the chain is so heavy, because it should be swinging freely right now. Although this portion of the chain is technically held down by the labyrinth, but there's nothing keeping the labyrinth in one place because apart from its weight. You know, I do wonder... Oh, wait. Yeah, there was onyx crystal back there. Well, might as well go get that chest. And these have basically been restored as well. Might as well take them. Seriously, I really wonder why the game restored all these chests. I guess to basically be fair to people who might have missed them along the way. Who might have missed, like, a treasure or so, basically like a Gorgon's Eye, Phoenix Feather, Minotaur Horn. But me, I guess I'm just a completionist. The thing about it is, I kind of don't want to do this because I know that a whole bunch of cutscenes are going to take over after this. We have 12 minutes. Save point over there. Well, I guess I have no choice. Sorry to say that this did end up being the penultimate episode of God of War 3. Sorry that basically, like... Why can't I activate this? There we go. Sorry to say that I couldn't exactly, I couldn't beat that fight with the Cerberus and the Satyrs and whatnot, but it was really difficult, and I'm glad that I actually managed to get through it in just half an hour. I honestly thought that, like, falling down to the underworld through the chain of balances shaft was going to be, like, take a long time, but we're going to cut this episode here, and don't get me wrong, you guys, the next episode is going to be very emotional, particularly because this really was a moment where Kratos had redemption in his line of sight. And I really kind of wonder what the game would have been like had it ended differently, because unless... I have my own theories about, like, what could have been different, what exactly was needed to happen in this game in order to actually change it from the end of God of War 2, but it still doesn't feel like anything really changed from the end of God of War 2. And that this solution was, like, right there in front of everyone the entire time. Kratos just had to dig deep to find it. Well, anyways, that is all the time that we have for this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Share, like, and share with your friends. You want to keep up to date with more, with the final episode of God of War 3 coming at you in the future, then be sure to smash that subscribe button like you're beating Cerberus into submission with your fists. And ring that bell for notifications. You're not going to want to miss it because the finale of God of War 3 is going to be absolutely nuts. I'm just hoping that I can fit it all into just 1 hour. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later!